who knows, maybe some of this will inspire some conflict on the show. And like that for me will be, as a Housewives fan, like the ultimate pinch me moment. You know what I mean? Like
for everybody that doesn't know, you kind of break down every single franchise. So every single, all the Housewives kind of give their take. And obviously you touch on Beverly Hills too. And it seemed like everybody was afraid of Lisa Vanderpump in a way on the show, which I was a little surprised about as well too.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too, because of course, if you meet Lisa Vanderpump and talk to her, she's incredibly generous and kind and loving, but they had a different experience with her and really perceived her to be somebody who behind the scenes was maybe, like Kyle said on the show, what was it, like playing chess with Bobby Fischer.
Right.
So, that's explored throughout. And of course, Lisa has a voice in there defending herself, and she stays strong to the fact that she wasn't doing those things. And again, it is for the viewers. This is like a living confessional. Andy, I think, called it a living reunion. It's more like a living confessional because everyone is really in there telling their sides, and it is up for the viewers to choose where they still stand.
Right. Yeah, no, that's so true. But it seemed, do you think that Lisa Vanderpump should come back? Do you miss her on the show?
I miss everyone when they leave. I'm one of those people who's like, bring Alex McCord back. I don't know how, I know she's living in Australia. She's become a psychologist. Or has her degree in psychology. She's doing incredible things. Bring her back. I want them all back.
Yeah.
I get very nostalgic for everyone. And it's funny because I think Housewives fans are the same way. They'll be like, oh, I'm tired. I don't want to see this woman anymore. And then she's gone for a few seasons. And all of a sudden it's like, I miss her. Bring her back.
Right.
You can't please a Housewives fan.
No, you can't. And like you said before, you do explore like why certain housewives leave, why some get fired. And I think that's interesting because you always see like these blanket statements like, oh, moving on to other bigger, better things. It's like, was that your decision or was that the network's decision? So listen,
at the end of the day, it's a job, right? So, no matter whether you get fired from it or you choose to leave it, you still have the perspective of, okay, it's time for the next chapter, whatever that will be. I'm glad that Bravo is always so good about letting the women speak it from their own voices.
Yeah. What was your most shocking firing?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. I don't know. I was surprised that Kim Fields didn't last another season because I know she was like, in viewers' eyes, she wasn't as dynamic on the show. But I thought that she had a great reunion. So I kind of like wanted to see her again. I was like excited by the prospect of what a Kim Fields season 2 would have looked like. Claudia Jordan, somebody else who I thought like was and that's explored in the book, like she was such a good housewife, and I would have loved to see another season of Claudia. I don't know, I missed them all. They all kind of surprised me. When Tamara left, I was shocked. When Vicky left, I was shocked. I never thought that I would see an Orange County without them, but these shows have to evolve in some way, and stories shift and change. So
do you feel like this season of Beverly Hills has kind of like set a new bar on like the drama that we need in the Housewives franchise? Because it's hard. Like, you're coming off like, it seems like crime related things is what piques the audience interest. Because then you have Salt Lake City with everything going on with Jen Shah. You had Teresa, everything going on with her. And now all this Erika Jayne drama. It just seems like you got to kind of up the ante a little bit.
Yeah, of course you could feel that way. But what I love about the Housewives is that, again, we've been down this path before, right? So like those Teresa seasons when everything was unfolding were so dynamic. But look at where we are now. Like there's so much drama and such great conflict happening. I'm very invested right now as the viewer. So I think that like, yes, it's set a bar. As a viewer, it's been incredible television, no matter whose side you're on. But I'm really thrilled to see how this franchise is going to continue to grow. I think that there's great things ahead. I don't think that the women have to, get arrested or go through some sort of massive conflict in their life for us to tune in. I love, all seasons, no matter what. Yeah.
I'm curious your opinion on why you think Dallas got canceled.
Well, I know. Dallas is, their choice rather not to move forward with another season. And of course, we don't know if there will be another season down the line, happened after the book was already set and done. So unfortunately, I never got any perspective from the viewer or from the insiders on how that happened. So I can only speculate as a viewer and just say that maybe, that cast wasn't as connected in the same way that some of the other ones were. But I still am a huge Dallas fan, and I'm hopeful that we'll see another season. I think that there's a lot of story to explore amongst that group.
Yeah. Did you feel that way about this past season of New York, that the women kind of felt a little disconnected?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that a little bit. I love this past season of New York sometimes too. I mean, I think there are great, there was great story to explore. I love Ebony K. Williams as a housewife. I thought that she really was just so smart and so interesting. And I think she opened up a lot about her family life, which I appreciated. I'm excited to see where that franchise goes. Again, not covered in the book because it happened after we had to draw the line at a certain point. But I think I'm looking forward to seeing where New York ends up.
Should Dorinda come back?
Yeah, and so should Jill, and so should again Alex McCord. Like, give me all the oldies. I love these women, and I think they're, as viewers, you get invested in seeing them season after season. I just hope that Housewives fans, and I speak very openly to the fandom here, Christina, I hope that Housewives fans are a little less short-sighted with their opinions, because I think sometimes they can be very like frustrated in the moment and say things very loudly. And I wish that they took a bit of a step back sometimes and saw, and I'm hopeful that the book will get them there and really see that everybody has a part to play.
Totally.
Sometimes people have bad seasons and you just have to stick with them. You know, redemption's an important part.
It really is. And you know what was interesting tidbit from Andy in the book was how he opened up so much about his relationship with Nene and how upset he was when that took a turn after she left and kind of called out Bravo producers and things like that. And it seems like that really kind of stung him, seeing their relationship kind of fizzle out.
Yeah, I know. And I was really surprised by that as well, because you sometimes imagine that, they're not real people, right? Like Andy's not a real person and he doesn't really have feelings. It's all business. Like you think that way, but they are. And these people have relationships that have gone back for a long time. So once again, as a journalist, right, writing this book, I came with the same perspective as I've written every article in my entire life of just like, it is not about my opinion here as a Housewives fan. It is not about making any sort of decision or judgment. I'm just here to watch.
Yeah. Totally. And is it true? I don't remember if it was Andy that said it or Teresa said it, that Teresa made Andy famous because after the whole reunion fight, people like started recognizing him, right?
Oh God, it could have been. You know, I have to go back and refresh my memory myself, but yeah, I'm sure that, it's one of my favorite debates that ever happened on Watch What Happens Live. I think it was at BravoCon back in 2019, that debate about like, did Orange County put Housewives on the map or did New York? And it was like Vicky and Ramona arguing about it. I mean, the ego is hilarious. It's so fun and silly, and I just adore it.
Are you so thrilled that Miami is coming back?
I cannot wait. I know. I'm so excited. That came out when we were writing the book. So that was really exciting. And of course, I was having conversations with all these women, some of whom I hear are returning. Nothing has been officially confirmed loudly to me yet, but they were trying, at the point, didn't really know what was happening either. So it was like exciting to revisit all of this. And I felt like maybe these interviews got them prepped to join the show again.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, what do you think as like a fan of Housewives that, been following along for 15 seasons, or 15 years, when they read this book, what are you hoping that they take away?
Well, I mean, the book is written in such a way that every fan, no matter whether you just started watching Housewives or like me, have been watching for 15 years, it's written in such a way that we can all gain something from it. Like Christina, you're an expert in the Housewives community. You spend the time really paying attention to everything happening on the internet, on every Instagram, every Reddit thread, all that stuff. But a lot of viewers are just casual viewers, and I think they're going to learn a lot. And I think there's things in here that you may even learn that you have no idea. Yeah. I'm hopeful that it satisfies the fans' questions. I want them to know that I really wrote it from the perspective of a fan first. And I'm hopeful that you walk away recognizing that these women are real people going through real things. I want to once and for all, like, beat down that stigma that this is a scripted show and, you know, that these are all fake things. Like, that is just not true. No one is handed a script.
No.
And I hope that after reading this book, no one will ever think that again.
Definitely. Have any of the housewives reached out to you after they've read it?
Yes. And some are really upset.
Really? Oh no.
But you know, that's okay. It again is the experience of like watching the show and seeing the confessional of what the other person is saying about you. Some people are a bit perturbed about the things that have been said about them behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh man, can you tell me anybody that's...
I can't. I don't want to get them in more trouble. I'm sure they'll tell you. I'm sure they will let it be known.
I'm sure.
No one seems to be holding a grudge. I think they've been through this long enough that they understand that. And quite frankly, like, who knows, maybe some of this will inspire some conflict on the show. And like that for me will be, as a Housewives fan, like the ultimate pinch me moment. You know what I mean? Like if any of them are disagreeing about things, I would gag.